Hello, hello, and welcome back to the SOS Show, live with Mary Evans. SOS stands for Share Our Stories. And happy holidays to you and everyone that served the country. We salute you. I would like to bring in no more than my bestie co-host, Marsha Easley.
Good morning, Mary Evans. Happy 4th of
How did you like that
July.
intro? How
I
did you
loved
like
it.
that intro?
Girl, I was back there just a bopping. I love it.
Yes.
Great.
You know what, Marsha, I just want to let our audience know some things.
Okay.
We go live every other week now. Not because we don't love y'all, right? Just every other week. Coffee, tea, and conversation. That's because we're working on such a big project for you guys. In particular, my Black women, baby.
Yeah.
We bring some retreats next year, some one-day workshops. I'm launching the Mary I Inspire Evans professional speakers platform. And it's taking a lot of my time, but I don't want you to think that we have forgot about what's going on here. But sometimes you have to back up to go forward.
Yeah.
Right? How you like that?
I like that.
Sometimes you have to back up to go forward. And right now, I'm bagging up slowly, Marsha, but I'm going to come forward hard, and I'm going to have something for you, okay?
All right.
So today, we have an amazing topic that I think we all can learn from, Marsha. I've heard the talk around and people talk about what is a narcissist, and I always struggle with that word and what does it really mean, okay? So before we start, let's watch this short video how a man breaks it down for us.
All right.
I got a question for you, baby. Is it personal? Maybe. But does that man really love you, or is your relationship more like slavery? I mean, you clean up after him, you do what's told, still he calls you lazy. And when you confront him about any issues, he calls you crazy. The moment you speak your mind or tell him how you really feel, he never has the time to talk, so the truth is you never really heal. He tells you stop being dramatic, you're way too much. And when you ask to see his phone, he says you play too much. God forbid you catch him in a lie and get him aggravated. Those I love yous and I need yous turn to we should just be separated. But if you really try to leave, he'll put an end to those dry eyes. He'll tell you that you're worthless and you never deserve a good guy. The reason for that is simple. I wish that you understood why. If you don't see your value, the more likely you are to comply. When you leave the house, you need his approval before anything. And you better be home when you say, cause 5 minutes can change everything. All them girls in your DM that been telling you that he's cheating, with those attached screenshots just to prove that he's been creeping. But when you ask him about it, he just threatens you with leaving. I pray for those women with scar souls from abuse. I promise you he'll never change. There's really no excuse. I mean, the real question is, do you love yourself enough to let go before it's too late? Understand that a narcissist can never be a soulmate.
Wow. Okay. He broke that down. Now I know what it is.
You asked that question, Marsha, and I thought that was an awesome video for others in our audience that's listening that didn't know. That man broke it down.
He broke it down.
Watching that, tell me, now that you really know Marsha, tell me how you felt. How did that video make you feel? Or do you know anyone that has been in a relationship? Or do it now make you think maybe you have experienced that type of relationship?
I know I experienced that type of relationship, Mary. I was in that relationship. That was me he was talking about. I just thank God I had the nerve and the brains to just say and just get tired enough to say, okay, enough is enough. Because now it didn't have a name for it then, but that was the relationship I was in, Mary. Exactly. To the T.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know, Marsha, what I was reading is that a lot of times, and we love to bring shows to empower, uplift, and educate everyone, but I always say this, in particular our Black women, because we put up, I love our Black women. What I was reading, Marsha, is that a lot of times we have signs, and right in the beginning of the relationship, they say they are really usually really nice dressed guys, handsome, smell good, wine and dine you, take you to the best of restaurants. But guess what? Guess what, Marsha?
Guess what?
The
What?
first date, they can show you signs starting with how did they treat the greeter? If you valet parking the vehicle, how do they treat the waitress when they come to your table?
Yes.
Period. But I
Yep.
think that people show you a part of them in every way when they mistreat or nasty to servers, people that serve them.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things that really hit home to me is when I was reading that they never have long-term relationships or a lot of friends, right? So in
Mm.
turn, they don't want you to have friends, and they're
Yeah.
angry when you are going to dinner or lunch with girlfriends or friends because everything is about them. You know what
Yes.
I'm saying?
Yes.
And
I
you look,
understand that, Mary. That was me. This guy did not want me. He chased everybody away. I used to have nice stuff in my house, nice functions. And it got to the point when people came over, he was mean and nasty and sarcastic and just chased everybody around. My family, nobody wanted to be around because if it wasn't about him, it wasn't about to happen. So I understand that.
so you look at signs that I was studying.
Mm-hmm.
Typically, when you are in that relationship,
Mm-hmm.
when you're doing things that is good and need, you just be like, oh, babe, that's a good job. I really appreciate what you did. You went out of your way. You'll never hear compliments like that because they are one that want all the compliments, all the praise, and all of the attention. So it's been reported that women that stay in these relationships over a period of time, Marsha,
Mm-hmm.
they start even gaslighting themselves,
Wow.
meaning, Marsha, maybe I was too sensitive. Maybe I was too hard on them. Maybe I complained too much. You start losing the sense of who you really are. You
Mm-hmm.
lose yourself
Yeah.
because of all the comments. Leaving that relationship is just as important as leaving an abusive relationship. The
Yep.
only difference is, and some of them do turn to abuse, is that it's a mental instead of physical, right?
Yep.
And after a woman even leaves the relationship, they say it could take them up to 2 years to even find themselves or not having to be validated. They were so used to asking for every, can I go to the store? Is it okay if I do things? You're not even used to making decisions on
Yeah.
your own anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't even know how to act. Like, oh, that freedom is like, it's like a person who's just been captured in jail or something for a while. And it's so hard for them to acclimate back into the society because they're so used to something. So just to get back out there, and it's like they're lost for a minute because I was a little lost for a minute.
And let
So,
me tell you how these smooth operators roll, baby. Don't
mm,
talk about leaving them. They know how to put on the romance and get you back, tell you, okay, I understand, right? They get
mm-hmm,
right back to what they did on that first date. Whining, dining, they smooth, Marsha. They
yeah,
pull you back in. And if you're strong enough to say, this is it, I had enough.
yeah,
One of the characteristic behaviors they have is that they would immediately start dating someone else to make you jealous, right?
mm-hmm,
Or they badmouth you to the world because their reputation is very important,
oh
very
yeah,
important. And they
mm-hmm,
do whatever they can do to make it seem like they the positive one in the relationship and you was crazy and everything you did was wrong. They
yeah,
smooth Marsha the way they roll.
yeah. And guess what else they do, Mary? They make you feel like you're nothing. I have been told, oh, ain't you ugly? Ain't nobody gonna like you. Ain't nobody gonna love you the way or do the things you that I used to do. So they do everything they could to mentally break you down and make you think that it's you and nobody else wants you. You better be happy that I wanted you. That kind of stuff, that mental manipulation. Oh, I've
Yes.
been there.
Marsha, I once had, yes, warning signs. I once went through, I didn't go to the relationship, but I was in the, I felt like because one of my best friends did.
Mm-hmm.
Marsha, she had 3 children. And, I'm just going to put it out there. She know probably listening. And she always felt self-confident because of having, she's like, girl, my butt's so fat. I wish I say, girl, it's always something about our bodies we don't want.
Yes.
This man used to tell her, nobody gonna want you with 3 kids in their flat A. Well, you did.
Duh.
So I used to always try to give her confidence and encourage her and say, listen, you are not your body and you are not those 3 kids. And it is somebody out there that would accept you as a package deal. Do you understand what I'm saying? But Marsha, I tell you the truth. It took at least, Marsha, I bet you she was not in our relationship 5 years, and all the things that this man told her, she was still dealing with it. Did a good job on her mentally. A good job. And that's what they do. They do a good job on us mentally. So ladies, we're here today to tell you, let's talk about solutions, because they were saying, remember this, because it's very important. You have to move out of that relationship just as though it was an abusive relationship. Be careful, because they lose it once they see that you are done and there's no coming back. It's no smoothing back into the relationship because you have had enough.
Yes.
Let family and friends know what you're trying to do. If you had not confided in them before, it's time for you to pull somebody's coattail, whoever you can trust, whether it be family or friends. You let them know what you have been going through and you trying to pull out of this relationship, because it's not easy, because regardless of what he's been doing, in your mind, you love him. You understand? You love him. And you have to make a plan, an exit plan, and particularly if you are residing in the same house, because they lose it once they feel they're not wanted anymore, Marsha. So we just came on this morning on a holiday. We're not going to keep y'all long, just to give you some little tips and education. I hope you enjoyed the show. Rolanda Hilly, thanks for dropping in. Marsha, what would you like to tell our audience today before we leave and go get this barbecue? Because my sister barbecuing for me.
Okay. Well, I cooked up so much food yesterday. This is my day to just relax and eat leftovers. I did it up over here, Mary. But what I'm going to say is, when you were talking about the family and friends, to tell somebody, they really know. And the bad part about it is they might try to talk to you about it, but you're so afraid to communicate back with them, or you're embarrassed to communicate what's going on with you, that you really do need to talk to somebody and have a confidant, and you really do need to make an exit plan. Because check this out, Mary. If you got children, your children are going to see this behavior and they're going to think that's normal. And what you do is going to reflect on your children and how they grew up. And I watch shows where these kids, they grew up seeing their fathers being mean and manipulative to their wife. And then they grow up and that's how they treat women too. So, you got to think about not only yourself, but your children, if children are involved. So, hey, take it from me. Get out at all means. Get out. That's my word, Mary.
Absolutely. Good morning, Gary Hudson. Glad you dropped in. And he served, and we salute you. So, Marsha, I'm with you. I have just one more thing that I'll add to that. Is women, remember your worth. Remember, you deserve better. Thanks for watching the SOS Show Live with Mary Evans and my co-host, Marsha. Have a great holiday. Thank you.
I know they gon' remember me, 'cause I'm gon' leave a legacy.